Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, I've been studying up here at school all day today. Don't judge me for how I look. It's raining outside. I got soaked a little while ago. But I ended up getting this study room here, and I've been really chomping at the bit to get this next video out to you guys. So today I wanted to go ahead and just go ahead and jump into things. This video is going to be about 5 stocks that I think are going to make money this week, and at least at the time of this video. I'm going to go ahead and explain why and exactly why it is that you should be watching these stocks. So to jump off, all of these markets are Bitcoin related, just like how I brought up in my last video, because these things are really interesting right now. So, and I have a couple of things on this school laptop. I can go ahead and show you guys in the video. I'm going to try to make this like a super on point. So keep in mind that keep in mind with this market and with this video that's going to be coming up, today's Sunday, tomorrow's Monday, market open. I plan on involving myself in these markets, but personally, but I am going to say keep in mind that everything that I'm saying is largely dependent upon the price of Bitcoin, right? So you're going to have to watch how Bitcoin behaves going into the market tomorrow morning, and it's a little concerning right now. It's Sunday afternoon. It's about 4, almost 5 o'clock. And Bitcoin is down to 10,600. And why that's concerning is that that's higher than Friday. And it's not even at a bad point right now, but it has dropped almost $1,000. It was running over 11,000. It was like at 11,700 or something at its peak. And it's concerning to see this so close to Monday. I would really prefer it just to be steadily increasing. But I guess this is what a lot of what you're gonna expect here with Bitcoin now that the volatility is picking up, just because there's so many people. But just saying, these 5 potential markets that I'm going to mention today are dependent upon the price of Bitcoin, so keep that in mind. So why am I interested in this? Why are these 5 what I'm going to talk about? Now, they're not necessarily even going to be the most profitable stocks this week or the most traded stocks, but the point is that this $2 to $10 kind of like penny stock but Bitcoin related markets is really where a lot of my attention has been focused lately, and it's really where I've been trading, or preferring to trade. And I trade elsewhere, but this is where I've been preferring to trade and what I want to talk and where I want to go with the video. So basically, these companies have been moving at high volume with high volatility, so that's another reason that I'm just inherently interested in them. So before I jump into analyzing these 5 stocks and exactly which stocks they are, I did want to say, like, the whole goal of this is basically not only to provide some transparency with the channel, but this really forces like an educational perspective, because we're going to analyze these 5 stocks and going into the week, and we're going to see how they perform during the week, and we're going to hopefully have some sort of recap, right? So that's really the structure. Whether or not these markets prove profitable or how they behave will ultimately end up becoming a process, and we'll see exactly what happens. There's so many things that can play out in this situation. And there's so many cards on the table that, once again, these aren't suggestions like financial advice. I'm not doing this for money, and this is just what I think are like 5 interesting stocks that I could like bring up to you guys on YouTube that I think should be like pretty profitable this week. Or a lot of other people will be interested in these. Thousands of people currently are interested in these markets. So let's go ahead and first jump into things. This is the meat of the section. The meat of the video. The first one's going to be RIOT. I'm going to go ahead and pull these things up like piece by piece. It'll be a little bit cringy. So first of all, I wanted to start by showing you guys the Bitcoin price of this video. Wow, that's awesome. So just in the time, it shot way back up to 11,100, which is just an insane volatility, because it hasn't even, last time I checked, I just refreshed it a few minutes ago. So that's both, it's its own thing. But the first company that I wanted to pull up is RIOT Blockchain Incorporated. Now, this stock is currently trading at 15%, and it closed with an 11% increase on going into Friday. Bitcoin is running strong. This is basically one of those companies. I'm not really going to delve into these too much because it would take too much time, but you can look into it yourself. It's one of these companies that's moving relative to Bitcoin price, because it's one of the things that they're interested in. So we see this 11% increase going into Friday, and over the weekend, Bitcoin has been running exceptionally strong, as we've seen. So this is another reason that this market is interesting. Now I'm just going to go give you like a quick rundown of, this is $15, and right now it went down about, it's about $15.20, $15. And the volume is somewhere in, I want to say like, let's see, 4 million. You can go ahead and, but the important part is that these markets do qualify as I said, high volatility, high volume. So really, I don't really need to get into that too much. I'm just going to give you what they're at, like currently. And the next market that I wanted to pull up was SRAX. Now, this one is just, a lot of these are just like potential markets that are moving relative to Bitcoin, right? It's another reason that they're like really interesting to see how they perform this week. So the next one is this company SRAX. It's at $6, and I think its volume is at like somewhere around 1 million. So it's not one of the largest ones on this list, but it does show like potential just because of its price. Like it seems like it could get some good action going into the week, and it saw not only did it saw a strong close on Friday afternoon, but it's had like a good amount of volatility. Like it seems to be like there's possible potential money. Now the next one is kind of similar. SRAX I kind of classified on this list as like more the interesting one. RIOT's more of like the big one of the big ones in this, one that most people in this little niche are going to be like it's going to be pulling a lot of attention. But I really expected RIOT to, like, the reason that I'm personally not, I think RIOT will underperform. I think it's just a hype beast. I think that it's just like a naturally underperformed stock. It's overvalued. I think it's like floating. I think it could do well, but it's not my most interesting stock on the list. Which brings me to my third and fourth market. The third is going to be the one that I am like most interested in this video, and then the fourth, and probably seek the most involvement going into Monday. And then the fourth one is something that I'm also going to be involved in, but I just for some reason think it's a really fascinating little market. So the first one is Mara, which is my big stock for this week. Currently at $4.95. It has good volume. It's like at 10 million, and it was up 18.7% at the close, or at the end of the day. I think it actually pushed up to 20% after hours. So this stock has seen like really good performance going into Friday, and so basically I expect it to perform competitively to RIOT, especially because it's at $4.54, so or $5-ish. And then, so the next stock on the list is going to be the DPW. Now, this is just a super interesting stock to me because it's $1.83. These are penny stocks. But the crazy thing about this stock is, it's still moving at a volume around 5 million. So once again, it's not very large, but it had an 8% increase. It had an 8% increase at going into Friday. So the thing that's so fascinating about this stock to me is the fact that if you're holding on to a stock with $1.83, and all these markets relative, like all these other things moving with it, like momentum-wise, are going to end up loading up this value as well, then you could be seeing a pretty good like investment, just from like an investment, the investment perspective of putting small amounts of money in and getting large, right? Which is kind of like the why it is that trading in these $2 to $10 like catalyst-based markets is so potentially profitable, and it's engaging as well. It could easily end up on the negative side. And the last stock that I want to talk about is just going to be the old school, tried and true throughout the entirety of this. It's really more like, I guess you could say it's probably going to be moving like top volume in the world, or on the American stock market tomorrow. It's going to be AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, $10.73. I don't know about you guys, but this stock has been, I think people have been in this for months and months and months and months. Now the reason that I'm going to classify it as a mover relative to Bitcoin is because one of the things that these people do make pretty well is basically the processors in which people are purchasing in the United States to get down to mining these cryptocurrencies. So AMD, I expect it to perform, and not only maintain its status as one of the largest performing stocks of 2017, but I expect it to have some really interesting movement going into the week. And when I say profitable, I don't know exactly if it's going to be like soaring. I don't even know if there's going to be much of a price, much of action on it at all. So I guess that's my 5 stocks in the week. I kind of like this little thing. I got the room today. I want to get those out. So it's RIOT, SRAX, Mara, DPW, and AMD. And I gave you a little bit of a rundown on each one of those. I'm going to go back and see exactly how poor the quality was on me flicking on these video was. You know, all this is ground up, you know, this process and this video series. But I'm still jumping into these, and we can analyze them throughout the week. So let's hope for a fucking great week out there for you guys. I hope Monday's a super exciting morning, and you know, it'll be crazy for me because I have finals. I think I have one final, or no, I have my third test in mathematics tomorrow evening, and I also have such an exciting morning. And then I have a research paper due the following day. So I don't know about you guys, but things have been picking up. Markets are picking up. Hopefully this channel's picking up. This is the Brickety Bryce channel as of right now. And I like that name because it's first my alias on most of my like mobile stuff. If I were to play a video game or something, I usually go by the alias Brickety, and you know, you guys may end up finding that out. And then it's just my name. So there you go. See you guys in the next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe.